Live from Orlando City Stadium, it's Tuesday night USL, a matchup between Orlando City B and Toronto FC2. Good evening and welcome alongside Oliver 12-3s. I'm Jeff Radcliffe. Thanks for joining us tonight on USL Match Center. Oliver, TFC2 1-1 on the season, and they'll bring back their captain, Mitchell Tainter, for the first time.
Yeah, certainly. Captain fantastic. Mitch Tainter is back in the back three to lead the back line of a very young TFC2 team looking to get their second win of the season.
And if there was an MVP in the 0-2 start for Orlando City B, it would be the goalkeeper, Earl Edwards.
Certainly, Earl Edwards has been absolutely first class. He's been a little bit too busy for Orlando City B's liking, but he has been very, very safe in between the sticks so far this season.
Let's take a look at the starting 11s. First for the visitors, TFC2, and they'll play 3 at the back, which is what they do at the MLS club.
Certainly looks like a 3-4-3. They're going to have their lone goal scorer of the season, Ryan Talfer, up front, looking to add to his tally, and the Trinidad and Tobago international next to him in a looks like a 3-4-3 system. Orlando City changing their system in a 4-1-4-1 with Paul Clausen in a holding midfield role to support Lewis Neal and Richie Larea playing against some of his Canadian counterparts. And playing up front for them, Hadji Berry, the lone front man, supported wide by Austin Martz and Pierre De Silva.
We'll meet the coaches and have kickoff. It's OCB and TFC2 coming up next on USL Match Center.
This is where it all began. The passion, the reputation, both on the field and in the stands. They ruled an era in this league, and now they are back for more. From obscurity to greatness, from where we came to what lies ahead. The future of Orlando City can be summed up in 3 letters: OCB.
I mean, it's been great. I worked hard since the academy all the way up to OCB, and now I reached my goal. My goal was to play for MLS team, and now I'm living it right now.
Well, Pierre's a left winger, a left-sided midfield player who's got really good balance. He's good athletically. He's got a really good left foot. But the biggest thing for me is his mentality is fantastic. He grew as the season went on and really adapted to being a full-time professional really well. But he's still got a lot of work to do, and he knows that. But this is the start of hopefully a good career for him.
If you keep working hard, like step by step, you'll get there and you'll reach your goal. I have to keep working hard and keep developing as a player.
I mean, the fact that OCB and obviously the Orlando City MLS team were here in the same training facility, so the guys are around each other on a daily basis anyway. We train at the same location, and then obviously when players are needed, then they obviously get bumped up and they get integrated into training. So from that standpoint, I think he should transition really well.
Back at Orlando City Stadium in Orlando, Florida. So glad to have you along. Jeff Radcliffe, Oliver 12-3s, as we get set. See Toronto FC2 and OCB meet for the first time in this 2017 season. You see Jason Bent now in his second season at the helm of TFC2, and he'll be opposed by Anthony Pulis, a former Orlando City player back in the first iteration of USL. OCB coming in 0-2, TFC 1-1 on the season. What's a key for you tonight for OCB, first of all, to maybe get their first points of the season?
Well, Coach Pulis certainly needs more out of his players, and he wants more out of his players. He's not been happy by some of the performances in the first couple of games, and he's looking to really set these guys going and really get the energy levels higher and the performance levels higher and really put in a top performance against the TFC2 team that's coming off the end of a long road trip. This is their 3rd game on the road trip, so there's going to be some tired legs out there, and OCB are going to try and take full advantage.
Jonathan Weiner, our center referee, signals the start of this one. It's OCB and TFC2 from downtown Orlando, as OCB in purple going left to right And we'll make some sense of this TFC formation. A lot of young guys, they call them the Young Reds, in the lineup tonight for TFC2. Not many MLSers.
Yeah, it certainly does look like the traditional 3-5-2 that they've been playing. Telfer, usually a striker. It looks like he's starting out wide in this left wing-back role.
Well, Oyvind Alseth, the only starter with an MLS contract. Tsubasa Endo, the rookie from a year ago, who has started both games prior to this one, is on the bench for Jason Bent. And Haji Berry getting his first work of the USL season at forward for Orlando. A bad pass picked up the middle by TFC2.
Yeah, Klaus there, he's going to hold just in front of the OCB back four, and his job will be to get the ball and move it side to side, and a bit of a loose pass there from him to open in the open exchanges.
Angelo Cavalluzzo gets his first start in goal for the Reds, as Mark Pace just today signed a make that an MLS contract. And now trying to get around the edge here. TFC getting a build-up in the box. It's pulled back and dealt with there by OCB. And we see immediately Leo Pereira making himself large.
Yeah, Jordan McCrary there playing on the right wing back for TFC with shows a definite turn of pace there. So PC is going to have to be on his game tonight to deal with the overlap in McCrary.
Getting back to pace, being called up, of course. Clint Irwin with the injury last week. That moves everybody up one on the depth chart. And now TFC will continue the attack. TFC2 along the right side. Again, 1-1. I got a win in the opener against Phoenix Rising, and then took one on the chin against Tampa. And now it's Richie Larea. He'll leave it left. Two 2016 MLS draftees working together. Now a shot will be pulled and put over the bar.
Yeah.
Be a corner kick for OCB by Larea.
Yeah, brilliant counter-attack in there. Richie Larea driving out of the midfield and sliding the ball through to his mate there, Haji Berry, and then he got it back from him and put the keeper, who was a young goalkeeper, only making his second start of his career there, push that ball over. And perhaps he could have held on to that too. A little nervous start from the goalkeeper there, Cavalluzzo.
Trying to test him on this first corner of the match in the 3rd minute. Here's it will be sent in by Da Silva. And a little scrum just outside the 6-yard area. Sent back in. Another chance, and now smothered there by Cavalluzzo. So living dangerously, TFC2 here in the early going.
Yeah, Cavalluzzo came off his line there. He came a long way off his line to get that corner kick, and he's actually in his 6th appearance of his career, Cavalluzzo, and I'm sure OCB's strategy is to try and test him early doors.
OCB starting the season a 1-0 loss in a great environment down in St. Petersburg.
Yeah, a lot of teams are going to go to St. Petersburg this year and find some problems over there. It's a very talented squad there at Tampa Bay.
You and I called the loss on Thursday here at home to another talented team in Lou City FC.
Certainly, some definite attacking weapons on that side as well. I'm excited to see some of these younger boys getting a chance as well. Haji Berry, the UCF product, is getting a run out tonight, and he'll be looking to take full advantage of it.
Larea taking one for the team, and now PC will advance forward, starting at left back tonight.
Yeah, PC playing at left back as Pereira has moved from left back from the last game into the left centre back position, more of his comfortable role there.
6 players on MLS contracts starting tonight for OCB. Collision and just cleared out of there by PC. Falls to the center of the pitch. Lewis Neal wins the ball. Ping-ponging around a bit on this natural grass surface here in Orlando as TFC2 builds from the left side now. This is Ryan Telfer, the man who scored the only goal of the season so far for TFC2. Dealt with by Zach Carroll, who Coach Pula said did not have a really good debut last week here on Thursday, but did concede that he expects a lot more from him tonight, that he's a really special talent.
Yeah, he's a talented player, and to be fair to the back four on Thursday, they didn't have a lot of support from the midfield line, and they were exposed.
hence the 4-1-4-1.
Yeah, as Coach said, they're trying to beef up their midfield here tonight by adding an extra number in Paul Klaus.
Alston to win the ball on the right side, and we'll dump it forward, and the chase will be made by Barry Cavalluzzo off his line quickly and decisively to put it out for a throw-in.
Very good goalkeeping there from Cavalluzzo. He certainly is not shy to come off his line and made a good decision there to come off the line. Otherwise, Haji Berry would have had a chance on goal.
Alston will throw back to Zach Carroll. Carroll, the 23-year-old native of Michigan. Over to Pereira, who we saw at left back in the last match. And as Anthony Pula said, most of the time we've scouted Leo Pereira, the Paranense loanee, he was playing center back, but very, very versatile young man. And this is Brian James in the center of the park, kind of the pivot man.
Yeah, Brian James, local Florida boy from Boca Raton. Both watched him coming up through the ranks, and it's good to see him here making a good pro career for himself.
Started playing for his father, Alvin James, at American Heritage Delray.
Yeah, it's been
won a state title.
Yeah, been a production line of players down there under Coach Alvin James.
Of course, Coach Alvin now at Pembroke Pines Charter. He's trying to rebuild another program. Here's Alston. That one cut out by Onconi.
A feature of OCB's first game was a number of crosses. One of the positives, they got lots and lots of crosses into the box. It'll be interesting to see if Austin Martz and Pierre da Silva can recreate that and actually have somebody on the end of them.
What do you make of Lewis Neal being in a more advanced spot tonight as opposed to the number 6?
Yeah, I think he'll enjoy it. I think he'll enjoy being a little bit more creative and perhaps trying to pull the strings in the attacking third a little bit more, provide a little bit more creativity for the front men.
Alston leaving it to Martz along the right side, slid out, and nicely done by the captain there. Mitchell Tainter will turn it upfield.
Yeah, it's a couple of good interceptions and tackles already from Tainter. You can see why the TFC team are very, very happy to have him back in the fold after serving a 2-game suspension from last season that carried on to this year.
Getting back to Lewis Neal, scored 2 goals last season, the OCB captain. One of those came against TFC on the road. Or make that was that the home game? I'm trying to recall which one that was, but he did. Yeah, I think it was. It was the home game.
Cracking goal too. Great build up and lovely finish from Lewis. He'd love to get on the score sheet again tonight.
His other goal came in that last game of the season that really secured that 8th position in a playoff spot for the first-year club out of Orlando. So will be dropped back. And the keeper, Cavalluzzo, will wait for the formation to reset. 50-50, won by OCB.
Yeah, young striker up there for TFC2. Sean Hundle, only 17 years old. Young academy product.
Long ball. And Tainter again will allow the possession to be built from the back. See Frazier there helping out in the central midfield defensively along with Brian James. And now trying to get into those skill players they have out on the edge. So Malik Johnson.
It looks like Malik Johnson and Brian James are going to be 2 attacking midfielders. So just in front of.
So Frazier will be the defensive mid in tonight's match.
So an inverted triangle really with Fraser holding, James and Malik Johnson in front.
Neal play it forward, and Tainter, before Haji Berry could get there, will send it wide. Pretty even affair so far. We're in the 10th minute, no score.
Yeah, still a little bit hurly-burly out there, the ball flying around. No one's really got their foot on the ball and been able to put a few passes together. But we were at the opportunity to walk this pitch before the game, and what an amazing surface it is. And even Coach Pula said he fancied putting his boots on tonight and maybe getting in, subbing himself on.
Said it was an England kind of weather night. It had been raining and storming all day here in Central Florida. So just a little bit of that overcast sky that makes it feel like home.
Yeah, just perfect weather.
But yeah, the temperature is what he was getting at. Not too hot, not too cool. And here's PC. We'll send a cross in. Good crafted ball. Barry trying to get to the end of it. So was Neal, and Tainter got there right at the penalty spot before any damage could be done.
Yeah, nice wing play there by PC and Pierre da Silva. He was able to get PC on the overlap, and the ball just wouldn't drop there for Lewis Neal. You could see he could have opened an account for the season if that dropped a little nicer for him.
Martz was able to get the edge time and time again the other night against Louisville. It's going to be headed out by Tainter. It will lead to the second corner of the match for OCB.
Yeah, again, one of the bright spots again was the crossing from Austin Martz on Thursday night, and that was another delicious ball, and Haji Berry was just waiting to tap that one in.
Real pacey player that Coach Pulis loves.
Yeah, great interception, though, from Tainter. Again, he's made a couple of really important interceptions in this game early from Tainter.
Well, wait will be another OCB corner kick. It's played along the ground. And now a little back heel flick attempt by Neal was saved. Here's the second ball in.
Nice little maneuver right from the training ground there. Paul Klaus and Pierre da Silva in on that. And the man Lewis Neal, he found himself almost in the 6-yard box and just couldn't get enough on that little flick behind. Otherwise, it would have been a really, really nice goal. But well worked and good work on the training ground from Coach Pulis and the boys.
Barry will drop. Carroll. Back to Earl Edwards. Had some big saves in that match against Louisville and, of course, in the opener against Tampa Bay. Or the score lines could have been a little more lopsided. Looking for Barry, who's got speed to burn. Martz trying to get out in front of it. A little move there by Johnson, playing the ball through to nobody but Earl Edwards.
Yeah, it's going to be important for Paul Klaus to keep his eye on Malik Johnson. Good turn of pace and shifted the ball well there, and the final product wasn't there, but there's a little bit of a warning sign of even if you are going to have that extra man in the midfield, you've still got to be able to stay with him.
Araya combining with Alston here on the right side, turned over, trying to get on the end of things. Brandon Onconi. Nobody home on the overlap, and OCB will retake possession.
That's one of the benefits there of having a left-footed center back and a left back. They can interchange positions at times, and just economy of movement is already right there with the two left-footed players on the left side.
Neal finds Larea, square ball to the right side. Alston crossing halfway. Good build up here from OCB, very patient, taking care of the ball. A little half pressure from Ricardo John. Youth international from Trinidad and Tobago. PC, call is shot, trying to release Haji Berry, but Tainter was with him step for step. Berry now back on the ball right at the top of the box. Larea from distance, and he'll put that into the crowd.
Yeah, Tainter's already having to cover a lot of ground in the middle of that back three, and you know the keys for OCB when you're playing against a back three is really try and get your wide players high and wide, so you stretch that back three out, so then there's space in between. And that happened right there, and ended up popping out for a shot from Larea, and be a little disappointed with that finish.
50-50 center of the park. Neal quickly down to close. A good step up on that right side by Alseth. TFC2 with a little run coming. Is Brian James trying to advance it, and that's not going to trouble Earl Edwards. In our 15th minute. Number is going to close down on Alston. Again, he'll try to release DeBerry. It was about as good a release of pressure valve as there is in this league on the nights where he's loaned back to OCB. And there's a foul. We cleaned up, and our referee, Jonathan Wiener, will award the free kick to TFC2.
And you want Pierre da Silva to come back in and track back and do his work there, but he's probably not quite renowned yet for his tackling. And mistimed that one a little bit.
In due time. Barry will
a much better start for OCB in this game so far. They're getting to those second balls a lot better than on Thursday night.
Coney got things to the right side and committing the foul close right there, and I think he's going to go into the book. So a tough challenge there on Malik Johnson. And that will yield a free kick for TFC2 here in the 16th. OCB with a healthy edge in possession, 66-34 at the moment. So a yellow to close. Send that one in, and it was dealt with by PC. Get a player in behind. Falls down into the box. Good chance, an opportunity for TFC. Could not get on the other end of it.
Nice block there from Leo Pereira. Very important block.
McCrary found himself in the box. He's there now. On the edge, gets across away, falls at the spot, shot on the way, and it's OCB to get out of there. Close went to ground. And now they'll make the one-man break on the other side with Haji Berry. And he took one for the team and is still prone.
Yeah, Paul Klaus there as the defensive midfielder. He has to get back and help his centre backs, and he did just that and made a very, very important tackle there. Block. Well done through his body at the ball, and blocked that shot that was going on target, and then just a great counter attack the other way with Martz and Haji Berry combining and wins a corner. Looks like Pierre da Silva is going to go over there and whip this one in with his left foot.
Supporters making themselves heard here as the sound will carry in this new stadium, as we've already learned. Corner kick number 3 of the match for OCB. Looking to get on the scoreboard early. Bent into the far post over everybody, headed back down inside the box. Trying to get a turn on things right at that byline, sent back across. It spills just, it's a goal. I was about to say cleared off the line, and OCB has its first goal from the run of play.
Yeah, a little confusing down on the field, or if it was going to be given or not, but the referee has signaled a goal. Good work on the channel there from Leo Pereira to put that back into the box.
Oh. Waiting to see if that was
and it
indeed
looks like
in.
Paul Klaus got the last touch, if not the goalkeeper. I think that's going to be called an own goal for Angelo Cavalluzzo. It looks like he got the last touch. Paul Klaus was certainly there to challenge him, but to me it looks like Cavalluzzo got his touch on it last, and that could be 2 goals for OCB this season.
That'd be an own goal.
Both of them via own goal.
How many times do you see that, though? All of Orlando City's scoring has become that way this year.
But maybe perhaps, you know, Paul Klaus might have got a touch on that. It's difficult to see in the replay. We'll check again.
Had to wait to see if the referee was going to give it.
Yeah, there was certainly some contact there with Paul Klaus and Cavalluzzo, but it did look like Cavalluzzo got there first and just almost threw it in his own net.
Well, 1-0 to the Lions here. Their first lead of this 2017 season.
Yeah, certainly OCB won't complain.
So I was wrong when I said first goal from the run of play. I guess technically it's from the run of play, but 2 goals, both scored by the visiting team here at this stadium.
If Paul Klaus does get the nod for the goal, then that will be his first goal as a professional.
Let's see what the official scorers give him. Still waiting for the update here on the revamped USLsoccer.com. Full stats courtesy of Opta this year, which has been a godsend for we folks in that broadcasting realm. But It's a 1-0 lead to the Lions here on a Tuesday night. As we take another look.
Ball played in there from Pereira. And Klaus was definitely challenging Cavaluso.
TFC now chasing a 1-0 game. Pressure puts those things on as Barry goes down. Contact with Frazier.
Looks like Fraser just followed through there and got him on the ankle. Richie Larea's feeling that one on his left ankle. But definitely a very, very positive start for OCB. They have maintained possession and have a lead in possession, and they have a lead on the scoreboard as well.
They're giving it to Close officially. We'll see if that holds up. So Close getting credit for the goal.
So
in the 18th.
So the change by Coach Anthony Pulis, bringing Paul Klaus in there as a holding midfielder. You're not expecting goals out of him, but he's popped up and notched one, his first of his career for OCB.
So in the scorebook twice, he's got the yellow in the 16th and the goal in the 18th. C46 right there. A great story from Cheshire, England. Was a former marketing intern for Orlando City Soccer Club back when it was in USL the first time.
Yeah, he's also played at Clemson. Was a great player there at Clemson. He's also part of a recruiting company as well that helps send players from the UK. A great company called Vertex. Him and Sam Craven, they bring players over and place them in colleges and into professional teams as well. And he's a part of that company as well. Very good company that's placed a lot of top players around the country.
We've seen a lot of that at the collegiate level.
Yeah.
It's another avenue to get to professional soccer and get your education at the same time.
Certainly.
Now Klaus did star at the Orlando City U23s back when they existed, had 2 goals. And now TFC looking to equalize. Great ball sent on. And Earl Edwards off his line quickly and will smother the second ball and then release it. See the danger that TFC2 provides.
Yeah, nice play in the transition there and managed to slide Ricardo John through there, and just Earl Edwards was out like a flash to cut off the angle and make the save.
Marks to Alston. Close. Now Neal couldn't keep it on his foot. Sent forward. John. Carter at the edge of the area will shoot it, not to the near post, was off target.
And Ricardo John, you could see he was always looking to cut back onto his right foot. Didn't want to take him line and go on his left foot. As a coach, I always tell my strikers, take him line, take him byline. Can you beat him on the outside? Make the defender defend rather than cutting inside.
Barry, former UCF Knight, play it back. And OCB will get their shape and try again.
Yeah, good discipline from the center backs. You see as they played that back for Earl Edwards, they both sprinted out to their respective positions, left and right at the center of the penalty area to receive the ball from the goalkeeper.
Back to the other end. Cavaluso taking some time to make his decision. No problem for Zach Carroll. Neal coming back. And trying to get John through again. A little too heavy.
Yeah, good line there from Pereira and Carroll. They saw the runner, could see ball and the runner, and they just held their line and let him run offside. So good line from the OCB back line, looking a lot more in sync tonight.
It was Sean Hundle who broke through that time. So picking different players each time forward. Trying to get something to stick. TFC2 trailing 1-0. Haji Berry. And luckily it was Mitchell Tainer there to do a pirouette and get out of trouble.
Yeah, a little too easy there for Mitch Tainter. Haji Berry's got to hold that ball up and bring his midfield line into play.
center. And as Alsef breaking forward a bit. Cavalluzzo again in his first start. As Mark Pace moved up to the MLS side. Flicked forward. That one by Telfer. And TFC2 will have a throw-in here on the near side. Onconi.
Onconi, I believe, a native of Ivory Coast originally.
Makes his home in Switzerland. And played at FC Montreal a year ago. Defense by OCB, not letting anybody get through. Bring it to the left side. Flag will stay down on Telfer. Telfer will bend one in. Carroll got there first. Here comes the ball from distance, and it's fired into the supporters.
Yeah, that's set up there nicely for the holding midfield player, Liam Frazier, and he was able to get hold of that, but couldn't quite get over the ball, leaned back, and just went a little bit high, safely over Earl Edwards' goal.
Earl will release this in the 27th.
The Wall still getting the music going. They're still getting some songs going, and the energy is still there here for OCB.
Busy week here at Orlando City Stadium for them. And again, Telfer. Back post. It's corralled by McCrary. Larea headed in the air. Trying to get the edge. TFC with the build-up, skirting across the 6. Best chance of the evening for TFC2, and it's going to become a goal kick for OCB.
Yeah, lovely turn of pace there. Gets around the corner from the young Sean Hundal. Gets around the corner, skips away from Pereira, and just puts that invitingly across the 6-yard box. And that was on a plate there for Ricardo John, but he just couldn't quite get in a position to tap that in. But really, really good player. You can see why the youngster, Sean Hundal, 17-year-old Brampton, Ontario native, is highly rated and a high, big star for the future.
Number 13 on the USL 20 under 20 list. Into the feet of Larea. Close. And that one got away. Quickly back on offense. A little one-touch to the race. And it was Alston to take care of it. Send it wide. Da Silva comes back to collect. And gave it back. A little sloppy here as of late for OCB. They lead 1-0. 29th minute. TFC getting a little bit more of the game now that they've trailed. Directed left on Coney. Serve it back to the right side. Ball to the 18. Nice touch. And now muscled down was Martz. Hundal. James trying to play the through ball, snuffed out by PC.
Yeah, just trying to thread the needle there from James.
Needed a bigger needle.
Perhaps should have just played his.
Martz can't keep that one in. It went awry off the foot of Kevin Alston.
Yeah, certainly OCB under the cosh a little bit here after the opening goal of the match.
Right at the top of the box, shot on the way and in the net. TFC has equalized. And Malik Johnson was the one that has the honors.
Yeah, it just sort of fell for him after a nice first touch. It fell for Malik Johnson after the tackle. Didn't quite happen. Pereira almost won it, and it just popped out to Malik Johnson. He just caressed that ball with the inside of his right foot into the corner, leaving Earl Edwards unsighted and with zero chance to get that one. Just a great composure there from the young man Malik Johnson, the homegrown player, only 18 years old, showed maturity way beyond his years there to just pass that ball into the corner to level the scores at 1-1.
Oliver, the last 5-6 minutes, you could felt that goal was probably coming.
It certainly was coming. You know, OCB had been turning the ball over in their own third of the field and haven't been able to get out.
See if this wakes them up. 1-1 score line, half an hour in. Goals change games, and that time Haji Berry ran himself offside.
It's very important now when they are getting stuck in their defensive half a little bit. OCB, it's important for Haji Berry and Pierre to really get on the ball and try and provide an outlet for this OCB attack. Can't get caught offside in that situation. Got to be able to hold the ball up and then get his team up the field.
Ball forward, close. Lorea. Let's see, Lorea combined with Neal a little bit more. Da Silva can't keep it as he tries to appeal to the referee. Thought there was a foul. There wasn't. Another slip ball through by James. That one too much on it.
You can see the way TFC2 play. They really want their midfielders on it. They like to slide those balls through for the runners. OCB have had rather a high line as well and almost been caught a couple of times. So watch out for James and Malik Johnson to try and find those through passes for the strikers, Ricardo, John, and Handel.
Telfer overlapping on the left. A bevy of attacking options for TFC2.
You'd like to see Austin Martz try and make Telfer defend, because you know he's a forward playing as a left wing back, so it's important for Austin Martz to try and make him defend.
33rd, 1-1 the score. Johnson will play that back to Fraser. Tainter had to deal with it quickly on Coney. 50-50. Little touch and turn by Ricardo John. Played collegiately at Virginia Tech. Here's Alseth, a Norwegian. He played at Syracuse. Team that's been in the spotlight the last couple of years. Really deep into the NCAAs.
Yeah, they've had a fantastic turnaround of fortunes the last few years.
Alseth, member of the Rosenborg youth setup back in Norway.
82 appearances for Syracuse, so started pretty much every game in 4 years.
Neal able to get it square. Alston will run forward. Plenty of space. TFC backpedaling a bit. Switch to Da Silva. Trying to get the edge. He's into the area. Pierre Da Silva crosses away. And played out for the time being. Close. A little late challenge. There's an OCB player on the deck again. Might be Alston this time, who was just coming back from an injury. Still down. There's a foul, and we'll check on Alston.
Yeah, probably a good decision there from PC to pull him down. He might pick up the yellow card here, but he really had no choice. This TFC team have got speed and abundance on the and they were certainly away to the races on the counter-attack there, and PC had to pull him down, especially with his right back, Alston, down on the ground. It didn't look like the referee was going to stop it, so it's interesting to see if the referee is going to just have a word with PC or if he's actually going to get his cards out.
So, okay, that was it. He pointed to that direction. That foul you just did, can't do that again.
Yeah, he was lucky to get a warning on that one, but the experienced PC knew exactly what he was doing. You could see in that play before that, that's exactly how you've got to counter-attack to 3-5-2. They managed to switch the ball from right to left really, really quickly. Alston got on it, got it out to Da Silva, and then he was able to find that space on the inside left channel and get a good cross-off. Need more of that from OCB, switching from right to left and left to right.
Telfer been running into that wing back. As the entire chain at TFC. Again, another missed opportunity for OCB. Cannot keep possession. What do you make of the 3-5-2?
Yeah, it's
Greg Vandy has found something in Toronto.
Certainly, and you know he's got all his teams playing it. He's got his academy teams playing it. TFC2's playing it, and obviously the first team's playing it too. And if you can play it right and you can move the ball and you've got speed and fitness on the wings, it can be a devastating formation. You're seeing a big recurrence really of the formation in the Premier League as well.
Turned over, Martz to the feet of Barry. Haji right outside the 18 on the left side will go in between 3 defenders, and that wasn't going to work out. Does fall to Alston. Larea outright Neal. Slips it in. Looking for a cross, going off of the defender. And Ricardo John will take it right at the touchline, off to the races. John being chased by Carroll, able to get back. Good step 2 by OCB's Pereira.
And yeah, good step. It was a good step, but he wasn't able to win the ball, and he had to bring his man down. This is an interesting situation. About 27 yards out of the box. There'll be a line of players. Brian James looks like he's going to head the line of players and wants to take this free kick. We're going back to the 3-5-2 system. Just earlier on there, Haji Berry, they won it, and they played Haji Berry in early, and that's what you can do because there's only 3 defenders rather than 4 back there. And he had the opportunity to go 1v1 with their last man. He cut back on his inside again. If he'd have gone on the outside, he probably would have got a shot off. And
yeah, or at least had somebody running at the back post. James to take it all the way, bends one in over the bar. And Brian James comes up empty. Not a bad effort.
Yeah, just didn't get quite enough dip on that. Got underneath it a little bit. Want to get that up and over the wall and down again. And didn't got it up and over. Just didn't come back down again.
At what point in a training session are you working on things like that? When you're, say you're a Sebastian Giovinco who will hit a fair share of those. You know, how much practice does that take?
It takes hours and hours of practice, and you know you want to see your players, you want to see your star players, your free kick specialists. You want to see them coming in either earlier before practice, or definitely staying at the end because they've got to put that in. You as a coaching staff can't be spending your time, which is so precious, on training ground with that individual training. They need to be wanting to spend the time and hitting 100 balls in a week and getting that practice so you can hit it like David Beckham.
Frazier to play it back. Shape staying tight for TFC2 on Coney. And Martz, a bit of spunk there.
The opportunity here for a counterattack.
Larea falls to his right foot, the Canadian. Looks it into Barry. Can he get a shot off? Closed down by 3 defenders. Somehow keeps it on his left foot. He'll get a shot away. And then gobbled up and then missed wide.
You see the acceleration from Haji Berry. That was a one-man wrecking crew there. You know, he's almost tackling his way up the field across the box with his pace and his power, keeping the ball close as well, and it just wouldn't quite drop for him.
Took a deflection out as we see this.
Past one, past another, almost got his shot off. A little bit of fancy footwork there, and again, a block. A very, very important block by Oyvind Olseth there.
Corner, OCB bent into the back post, a foul before the ball arrived.
Unnecessary foul there, yeah, unnecessary foul. You can see Angelo Cavalucci is not happy within that packed penalty box. So I'm sure a key in this halftime team talk coming up will be to, whenever there's an opportunity on set pieces, put it in.
Oh, Larea was rushing Cavaluzzo. Trying to create a little chaos. Da Silva. Back from Neal, who did the splits to get there. All for naught. Turned over. TFC2 with some space along the right flank. Head down. Ball put into Ricardo John. Coming back was Neal. Forced the turnover. Now Martz. Leaving it right, a little run. An offside position was one Haji Berry. He knew it. He was staring at the assistant referee, Jose Da Silva, down.
Yeah, really good work there from Lewis Neal back in his own half, winning the ball. They spring the counter-attack. And if Haji Berry could have held his run a little bit, the TFC defense was very, very high, and there was acres of space in behind them to run into.
Members of the Ruckus and ILF in the house tonight. I mentioned earlier, going to be a busy week at the stadium. Saturday night, OCB back here against the Charlotte Independents, and then Sunday it's Orlando City and the New York Red Bulls. Neal, fair challenge. Martz into the feet of Lorea. Lorea keeps his feet. The Canadian again on the move, leaving it left. Shot on the way. Goal! OCB! And it's Haji Berry to finish off the flurry.
Yeah, what a great move. Great team goal, finished off there by Haji Berry. But Richie Lorea really was the architect of that goal. Just scampering through the TFC defense, playing a ball wide to Pierre da Silva, and what a lovely ball across the six. Pierre da Silva just puts it on a plate, and Haji Berry gobbles it up to get the 2-1 lead.
Berry had 4 goals last year for OCB. Here's how this one fit it.
I've been waiting for Lorea to really show that attacking prowess that he's got. Broke through the heart of the TFC defense, played it to da Silva.
And not 30 seconds before, he was offside.
Yeah, you know, it's been an interesting, lively few minutes for Haji Berry, and that's what he can do. He can frustrate the heck out of his coaching staff. You saw Anthony Pulis there a little bit frustrated with the previous call for the offside, but then he comes up strong there. He's in the right place at the right time and gives OCB an important lead.
Forces another turnover. Lorea on the ball. That's one way to stop him, is yank him. Keeps his feet, back to Berry. Berry will get a shot off, takes a deflection, going to that byline, caught by da Silva, and it will yield a corner kick for OCB. So the pressure yielding chances for OCB here in the latter portions of this first half.
Yeah, Richie Lorea, really important again for this OCB side, picking the ball up, showing the replay of the goal again. Got a little deflection through, that's why he wasn't offside, Haji Berry, but finished.
Da Silva. Corner kicked, out swinger, falls in. Another whistle inside the box.
It looked like Pierre da Silva's corner just curled out before it came back in again. But Richie Lorea, really an important piece tonight, making the difference for OCB in the center of the midfield there. Defensive midfielders, really, Liam Fraser really having a hard time to handle Richie Lorea when he breaks forward with pace and power.
Richie Lorea has made the 18 for Jason Kreis regularly so far in the early going of the MLS season.
And we watched him a lot last year.
Yep.
For OCB, was a mainstay at the heart of the midfield for OCB last year, and it looks like he's definitely made a step on. He looks an improved player.
It starts in training, and then you make some heads turn here. Maybe you're getting into the game on the weekend.
Yeah, we see the Orlando City staff is out here watching.
We are a couple of minutes from halftime, turned over. TFC now on the short end of a 2-1 score line. They've answered once. Can they do it again? Trying to get the edge. Nice ball curled in. Leo Pereira makes the intervention. And it's going to be put out for another throw. It's a dangerous portion of the match, especially after you score a goal, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very, very important few minutes for OCB here that they do not concede going into halftime.
To Cavaluso. And we'll have to build something direct on that left. Telfer. And now Anconi will throw. Good night to be out here at the stadium. And that's what's great about OCB. It's a chance for fans to come out, see this new stadium, everything it has to offer. If you can't get a ticket or haven't been able to get one yet for the MLS club, this is a perfect opportunity. And you'll have another chance on Saturday if you're watching right now on USLsoccer.com, USL Match Center. I'll make a visit Saturday. John headed in the air. John, a little bicycle kick, and it's right to the, wow, right to Edwards. And I was about to say that's probably going to make the highlight reel even though it wasn't a goal.
Yeah, good contact there from Ryan Talfa. Just flicked it up, controlled it, and hit that bike on target.
We've reached 45. There'll be 2 minutes of stoppage time. And off to the races again. TFC, after conceding, going on the offensive. They send it to the back post. It's dealt with by Alston. And everybody coming back to defend. Martz there quickly, and he'll commit the foul. That will yield a free kick.
Yeah, Austin Martz doing his due diligence there, back there defending Telfer. But he did pick up the foul.
Martz says, check the nose.
Shows this overhead bicycle kick there from the Trinidad international.
Martz
Didn't look like Leo Pereira was too impressed with that. Almost got a boot in his face for his pleasure, but right now we've got Telfer down, is it? Yeah, Ryan Telfer's down.
Telfer, who till tonight had the only goal for TFC2, signed in March, played at York College in Canada, 23 years old, and he's back on his feet.
And he's got a tough job there as the left wing back, getting up and down that channel, and he's played a lot of minutes on this road trip for TFC, so I would expect a substitution at some point tonight for Ryan Telfer, and obviously if he's a bit slow to get up on this injury, it might be sooner rather than later.
Martz went to the bench too just to get checked out. Looked like he might have taken a hand to the face. You can make sure all the chiclets are there.
Looks like they're both down to 10 men too.
For the time
both
being.
Players have gone off the pitch, and the referee's not going to allow them back on.
10-on-10 service is a good one. Punched out by Earl Edwards. Second ball, they close it down. Neal and Larea. Larea will try to race to this one. Unable to get a touch. PC is there. Out to Larea. Whistle could come at any time.
Yeah, Earl Edwards taking no risks there with the two-handed punch. Good strong punch. Perhaps he could have caught it, but he'll play it safe in these last few seconds of the half.
Frazier. Spray it to the left side. Telfer coming back to Anconi.
So it's all hands on deck now for OCB. Every man behind the ball. So important that they go into halftime maintaining this 2-1 lead.
Leo Pereira will head it out. And it will be throw in. Just a few seconds remaining in this opening half. 2-1 OCB.
Doesn't look like TFC's got a long throw, so they will throw it short.
McCrary is the one that put it in. And you play it negative, and there's the whistle. So Jonathan Weiner signals the end of the first 45 minutes and change. It is 2-1 to the good for OCB here over TFC2 in the second home match of the season for Orlando City B. We'll have stats, highlights, and a whole lot more coming up. The halftime show, it starts right after this here on USL Match Center. But first, your thoughts on the opening half there.
Yeah, really important half there for OCB, bouncing back from 2 tough defeats in the opening 2 games. It was important they came out, and they certainly did, and took the 1-0 lead. TFC2 really came back into it and equalized and dominated large portions of that half, and then just a fantastic team goal finished off by Haji Berry there. Gave OCB the 2-1 lead and all to play for in the second half.
We'll be back right after this on USL Match Center.
Shot saved by Ashlyn Harris. And a shot off the underside of the crossbar. MF. Punches it again. Spencer at the top of the box will let it rip, and it's in! Another score for Jasmine Spencer. Spectacular. It's Edmonds. It's in! It's in for Edmonds, and Orlando has taken the lead.
We're back at Orlando City Stadium, halftime between Orlando City B and TFC2. It is 2-1 to the Lions here at the half. Jeff Radcliffe, Oliver 12 trees as we take a look at those first half highlights.
Yeah, exciting first half here at Orlando City Stadium. Both teams very, very evenly matched, and both teams having opportunities to get on the scoreboard and, in fact, get on the scoreboard.
Well, the pomp and circumstance and it led to a chance, snuffed out by Zach Carroll.
Haji Berry very, very lively in the first half.
That one slipped through. Martz using that pace.
Captain Fantastic Tainter making a great tackle there.
Martz again. That leads to a corner.
And here's the goal here. Good ball in by Pereira. And Klaus just gets a touch on it. Maybe at the same time as the goalkeeper, Calavuso, but Paul Klaus will certainly claim it, and he gets the goal. And that fantastic finish there from Malik Johnson just shows so much composure just to take a touch, steady himself, and pass that into the side netting.
That came at the half-hour mark, 1-1. And Haji Berry really deserved this goal on that build-up.
Yeah, heavily involved in the last quarter of the first half, really, and he gets his reward for his hard work. A nice little tap in after good work from Richie Larea and Pierre da Silva.
Yeah, Larea has been a handful for that three-man back line here. So look at the stats. Other than the goals, a pretty even contest.
Yeah, OCB started the game a little bit stronger and had the edge in shots. And then TFC2 definitely came back into it and had a nice spell in possession where they got the equalizer. But then towards the end of the half, OCB created a few more opportunities and took the lead.
Orlando City B has had 5 corners to none for TFC2. And are there any trends you think could change here in the second half?
Yeah, both teams OCB are certainly attacking well on the transition. They're counter-attacking really well and able to get at that back three of TFC. And OCB have looked good defensively for the most part, but TFC2 definitely are strong with those through balls for their speed up front of Ricardo John and Ryan Telfer and Sean Hundell.
We'll be back to Orlando right after this.
We've raised the stakes. Expectations are high. Our biggest season yet will break records with elite players and future stars, innovative technology, and new homes. We're growing the game in our communities and across the nation. Are you ready?
As we enter week 2 of the USL season, let's take a look back at 2017's opening weekend. The Kings Cup started us off where St. Louis took on a new look under the helm of Preki and with only one returning starter. The game ended up 0-0 as Louisville FC couldn't take advantage of their 16 corner kicks. Vancouver Whitecaps FC2 controlled most of the game's possession, but with their high-pressure Galaxy 2 were able to take advantage of a Vancouver own goal and slipped away another to come away with a 2-0 win. 6 goals, 5 yellow cards, 2 PKs, New York Red Bulls 2 and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds played to a 3-3 draw as Corey Hertzog impressed with 2 goals, including the Riverhounds' opening brace of the 2017 season. A record crowd of 8,021 in Richmond watched their home team defeat the Harrisburg Islanders 1-0. Goalkeeper Travis Warwick kept his team in the game, denying a Harrisburg PK in the 13th minute, and the Kickers responded with Connor Chinoski's dominant set-piece goal in the 51st minute. The 25th home opener for the Charleston Battery ended with a 2-1 win for the club over FC Cincinnati, thanks to midfielder Justin Portillo, who notched an assist in the opening win along with the go-ahead goal. The Tampa Bay Rowdies opened their inaugural USL slate against a familiar foe, Orlando City B. In front of a large sellout crowd, they set a new attendance record. George Ristoff, the club's all-time leader in goals, slipped a PK right up the middle in the 57th minute in order to seal the win for the Rowdies. 3 seasons, 3 opening day wins for the Tulsa Roughnecks as they routed the Colorado Switchbacks 4-1. Colorado got on the board first in the 17th minute thanks to Shane Malcolm, but Tulsa responded with 4 unanswered goals to take the 4-1 win. Duke LaCroix and Carlos Alvarez connected twice to lead Orange County SC with 2 goals and 2 assists apiece to spoil Reno 1868's opening game as a member of the USL. Coming off a 2016 trip to the USL Cup Finals, the Swope Park Rangers found themselves behind Oklahoma City Energy FC in the 24th minute, but responded with 3 unanswered goals to win 3-1 in their home opener. 6,890 fans were in attendance to see the inaugural game at Phoenix Rising Soccer Complex, but Jay Chapman set up Ben Spencer in the 8th minute as he tucked away the lone goal of the game to give Toronto FC2 the win. The Real Monarchs opened their season with a 2-1 win over Portland Timbers 2, taking advantage of corner kicks by netting both goals off Charlie Adams' set pieces. An early goal for Seattle Sounders FC2 in the 5th minute wasn't enough for the home team to hold on, as Sacramento Republic FC responded with 2 second-half goals to get the 2-1 win on the road. HEB Park was the shining moment for RGV as Too Little Too Late was a storyline for the Toros, who found their momentum late in the second half but fell 1-0 to San Antonio FC. Billy Forbes notched the game winner in the 15th minute, giving San Antonio their first win in the South Texas Derby. And that's your look around the league for USL Network. I'm Morgan Conklin.
back to Orlando City Stadium in the city beautiful of Orlando, Florida. And it's halftime. Orlando City B 2, TFC 2, 1. Jeff Radcliffe, Oliver 12 Trees, as we take a look back at the first half. And this was a key moment in the build-up to that second goal for OCB 2.
Yeah, definitely a key moment. Paul Klaus picking the ball up deep, finding the ball between the lines. Richie Larea breaking from midfield, getting beyond the strikers, getting the ball wide, getting the ball out wide of that Toronto FC back three, and then Pierre da Silva just picking out Haji Berry easily there for the perfect tap-in. And that moment really was so important for OCB and really characterized what this team wants to do in the transition. They want to get Paul Klaus defensively between the lines, being able to pick up the ball and start counterattacks. And he did just that. He was able to find a driver in Richie Larea and then created that goal.
So look at the upcoming schedule for each side. Toronto FC on the weekend. On Friday, will play the Rochester Rhinos at the first home match of the Ontario Soccer Center. OCB, meanwhile, will be right back here Saturday, April 8th, 7:30, against the Charlotte Independents. That's your upcoming schedule here. But still a half to play. What are some of the adjustments you think OCB should make here with a one-goal lead?
They certainly can't get their back four caught high up the pitch. You know, there's a lot of pace on TFC2's team breaking out of midfield, especially Malik Johnson's looked very, very lively. And obviously the pace up front, Sean Handel, they need to make sure there's not space for those guys to run into. Because if they have space to run into, I know Brian James, the Florida native, will love to pick them out. So it's important for OCB not to defend too high up the field.
Well, there'll be one change here at the half for Coach Bent, as it is Brandon Aubrey, center backs to come in at the half.
Wonder if there'll be a change in the lineup, or whether Brandon Aubrey will slot in for one of the...
Didn't get the number of who he came in for. Let's see right now.
Looks like he's going to come in for the skipper, Mitchell Tainter.
So I'm not sure if that's an injury situation or just let's rotate the squad because we got another one this weekend.
I would think, as Mitchell Tainter was one of the bright spots for TFC2 in that first half, so I would think that would be an injury.
So Aubrey will check in. First of 3 allowed subs has been made by Jason Bent, the 28-year-old Scarborough native.
OCB looks like they're as is, but we will expect to see some substitutes. Perhaps the young Gallardo will get another opportunity to show his talent tonight.
And we're underway, half number 2, TFC 2 now going left to right. We'll get a closer look from our vantage point at Jordan McCrary. And we'll try to work it again in behind. Leo Pereira, steady as she goes, takes it into the corner. And we'll whip it upfield. It'll be a throw for TFC2. They trail 2-1. Alsef.
I see Tainter there just on the sideline looking a little bit despondent. So I think perhaps something, perhaps he pulled something, was unable to come back out for the second half after a good game, good first half for the captain.
Made his season debut because of the sitting out a suspension in the first 2 games. You know, Coach Bent was really happy to get him back in the lineup. Jason Bent, 32 caps with the Canadian national team from 97 to 2003. Played at Plymouth Argyle. Colorado Rapids, you may remember him there.
Had a good spell at Plymouth Argyle, won the Division II and the Division I promotion. So had some good times over in the UK, my homeland, before getting into the coaching world.
Of course, Coach Pulis from the same country. Player for Orlando City after a long career in England. Here's Larea dancing on the ball again. It's been all that in a bag of chips here tonight.
A good performance from Richie Larea, and can he continue it in the second half?
Just want to keep seeing that upward trajectory in his development.
A very, very highly touted player out of Akron, was just an absolute force in Division I college soccer.
You saw him last year in the preseason and thought really highly of him.
Yeah.
On the right side, there's the service across, and De Silva will not have enough legs to catch that one. A little too much from Alston.
Yeah, Alston getting in the right place there, getting down the line, but final ball let him down.
Headed close. Neal playing it back in the triangle with Close and Alston.
Definitely like the adjustment that Coach Pulis made, bringing that extra man into midfield, and Paul Klaus has rewarded that with the opening goal of the night, and certainly created from as a deep line player the second goal too. So had a hand in both goals.
Headed, turned, and it will be brought back. A handball.
Yeah, good pace there from Sean Hundell. You see, he only needs just a bit of space, and he is gone.
Turnover, the goal scorer now on the ball. Malik Johnson. He held up. Larea doing his defensive work, pushing him back. Maybe a little too much of a push. A foul there. Johnson went down. As you are coach too. You feel the little tag in the back.
Yeah, good battle there between the two young Canadian players. Malik Johnson, TFC Academy product. And of course, Richie Larea from Sigma. Perhaps they played against each other growing up as well.
Larea really best friends with Kyle Laren. Came up in that Sigma program in Toronto. James serve it into that far post. Got through.
Yeah, nice ball in there from James. Right on in the area, good area, trying to hit that area in the second 6, in between the 6-yard box and just in front. But good defensive shape from OCB.
You know, with a little space, a little time on the ball, we'll cut it back. The 35-year-old still has those legs. As we talked about in our last telecast, one of the best conditioned players in the program, first or second team.
Yeah, Lewis Neal and Larea combined well in this second half so far, making the connection in the center of the park.
Back to center it comes. Carroll. Pereira now a little trouble here for PC. Help comes in the form of Pierre De Silva. Little too late. Throw from Alseth. And the Norwegian will take the negative throw back. Aubrey had to play it backwards. Larea will pick it up halfway line. Dink it forward. Does fall to Pierre De Silva. He's in the area. Hounded by Alseth. Larea leaves it back. Shot. Roof. Goal. Lewis Neal. It is 3-1 OCB. Second goal against TFC2 in his career.
Yeah, another fantastic team goal with a bit of individual brilliance there from Pierre De Silva. Just fantastic play. A great ball through from Richie Larea. And then Pierre De Silva picks up the elder statesman of the group, and he finishes with a plong there. Well done, Lewis Neal. Gets his first goal of the season after just great strength as well from De Silva. Able to hold off his man. It looked like Alseth was all over him. He was pulling him back. He was tugging him back. But Pierre De Silva just held on, held firm, beat him around the corner, and just cut that back lovely there for Lewis Neal.
And Lou, the veteran, making that back post run, knowing where to be. So good to see Lou get a goal in this stadium that you could say he helped build back in that first 2011 championship season.
Yeah, Lewis Neal playing further up the field, not playing in the holding role tonight, playing more of as an advanced midfield player.
Still got it.
That was a great finish as well. Like, the keeper had no chance, absolutely roofed it.
De Silva kept his head about him and just played it back like you're taught. Now flick to the back post, off target. Nice look, though, for TFC2 as they now trail by 2 goals here in the 52nd minute.
Yeah, very impressed with Pierre De Silva's composure there. You know, could have been muscled off it, could have tried to whip it in too early, but really had the composure and strength of mind and character to be able to take his time and then just pick his spot and pick out Lewis Neal, arriving late.
Getting position there was Aubrey, the sub. Here comes the pressure again, picking the right time for it. James in the center of the park.
And let's not forget about Richie Larea's impact on that goal as well. He started it with that lovely driving crossfield ball.
Back heel, Alston had a deal with Ricardo John. The Trinidad and Tobago youth national teamer. Now it's going to be caught out in the corner. And the run comes. Haji Berry getting the stretch his legs. He'll cut it back right. Martz steps over. Back to Berry on the right side. And will not be muscled off the ball. Waits for some assistance off the hold-up. Easy for me to say. Now Alston to Martz. Alston, return ball. Neal, can he do it again? Trying to get a turn back to his right foot. He'll shoot again, just over the top. Yeah, who said Lewis Neal's 35?
Yeah,
huh?
Lewis Neal just twisting and turning in the box. Very messy like that from Lewis Neal, but onto his right foot, which is a little bit of his swinger, let's be honest. And couldn't quite hit the target after very, very good footwork inside the box.
Neal out of Leicester, England.
But again, getting advanced, getting high up the field, arriving late into the box.
I think he's earned some Sour Patch Kids. One of his favorites as a member of the Orlando City broadcast team. A halftime snack, if you will. Now PC going up for it. Doubling back, gotten hooked. Da Silva. And going to the pocket here. And it's Larea that goes into the book. It's like, who? Maybe look at the board, he says. Maybe a misidentification.
Yeah, Larea's a little confused there about why he's picking up that yellow card. And for every right to be a little confused on that play. Just a very, very strong start to the second half for OCB.
Alseth. Well, Johnson has certainly had his moments. And now will be a free kick as Larea getting mixed up. Now he's got to be careful because he's sitting on a yellow whether it was deserved or not. I think if we end up going back and looking at that, it might have been the guilty party was Da Silva.
Yeah. Da Silva was keeping his mouth shut, though.
Yeah, it's fine. Comes back to the keeper, Cavaluso. Aubrey, the center back out of Plano, Texas. Draft pick this year for TFC. At the MLS level, drafted 21st overall out of Notre Dame. So you see why they want to get him some time here.
Yeah, nice diag there from the center back, and Telfer couldn't quite take it into control on the run, and a heavy touch. Again, not used to playing out there on the left wing, Telfer. Probably took it with his wrong foot. If he took it with his left foot, his weaker foot, might have been able to control that.
.50-50. One headed forward. Pereira handles it. Close. To Martz, trying to get the edge, and he does. Look at the speed from Martz. A little tug of the jersey will hold him up. It'll be a free kick for OCB. It was seen by the referee, Jonathan Weiner.
Good play there from Martz.
He's going to the pocket again.
Yeah. So Onconi will pick up a yellow card tonight. That was a good matchup there on Coney and Martz out there, both with a lot of pace. Martz just got around the corner and Onconi pulled him back. So a good opportunity for Pierre da Silva with his left foot to try and put this into a dangerous zone in behind this TFC2 backline.
Zach Carroll could be one of those targets.
Zach Carroll definitely very, very good in the air. He hasn't missed a header tonight.
Maybe Pereira as well. Boy, whipped in and dealt with by the rookie Aubrey. Not out of the woods yet. Da Silva couldn't do much with it. He's warded off the ball.
Da Silva looking for some more plays to add to his highlight reel, which I'm sure that third goal will.
Yeah. This is why he was signed to an MLS contract in the preseason. Still a project by many opinions within the club.
Yeah, there's
but
another.
You can't doubt the talent.
Yeah, certainly got the great left foot and the ability to beat players. Again, Richie Larea driving from midfield.
Alston, overlap. And Da Silva here on the right side now. They switch with Martz, give TFC2 a little bit of a different look. Diagonal pass was snuffed out off of close. Headed forward, Carroll, all the way to the keeper.
Yeah, good commitment there from Carroll. You want your centre backs to attack everything, and he did just that.
TFC2 is trailing 3-1 here on the road. Second straight road game for them in the Sunshine State. Looking to their home opener on the weekend. These two teams met twice a year ago. They split a pair of 2-1 decisions. The home team winning each time. Trying to release along the left side. Hundal. Left to center. Frazier. And that was interrupted. Pereira stepped out quickly. And here's Barry. One-on-one, steps over, goes to the inside again. He'll reset it with Lewis Neal. PC switches across, and it's intercepted. Have to track back defensively. This will be no problem for Earl Edwards. Off his line to corral it and make the distribution to Alston. Played an hour, 3-1 OCB.
Looks like we have some activity on the substitutes bench as well. Looks like Riley Kraft started the last game. Looking to come in.
If he'll come in for the goal scorer, Neal, who's certainly put in a lot of work and got his just desserts on the goal. And Martz, look at this battle along that right flank. A little push off. And nothing doing that time.
Yeah, it's a good battle, that is, between Martz and Onconi.
If anything, trying to get that second yellow on Onconi. Pressure coming again for OCB. PC, quick throw.
PC with that low center of gravity, just giving him the shoulder to shoulder.
Neal squares it out right. Alston, get on that little rehab stint here with OCB. Had a soft tissue injury in the MLS preseason. Diagonal left, Da Silva. He headed out for a throw.
Now you'd like to see Da Silva drive at his wing back again, drive at him. You know that McCrary doesn't want to defend, he wants to go forward, and he had an opportunity there, Da Silva, to go at him and played that a little bit too early.
Subs are ready, one aside after this throw. Neal. Good forward. Pereira, the Brazilian. Oh, nice touch there. Leo. Barry He and Lorea have been trouble.
Yeah, Lorea's really enjoyed himself tonight. You can see very, very confident performance, always wants on the ball, and kind of took that off Hadji Berry there and wanted to take control of the situation. And you want all your center mids, you want them doing that. You want them to be confident.
Berry with the heavy touch, so it appeared, and then takes a forearm shiver. It's one way to handle it.
Again, trying to cut in, again, trying to cut inside. Hadji Berry still trying to cut inside when the space is on the outside. That played right into Liam Fraser's hands, and he was able to win the ball back.
Gonna realize you're gonna start running into some of the big guys, and you're gonna start taking your lumps if you continue to go Route 1. Fraser 6'1", 184, and he's just a defensive midfielder. Alseth 6'0", Aubrey 6'3", Onconi 6'2". Yeah, you don't want to play into the teeth of that. There's the double switch, one for a side. It will be Sergio Camargo to come in for Toronto FC 2. He's in for Brian James.
And then you called it. Lewis Neal is coming off.
Oh, no.
No, you're right. Paul Klaus. Paul Klaus is coming off.
Klaus for Kraft.
It'll be interesting to see, will Lewis Neal drop into a more defensive role, or will Riley Kraft just go into that defensive role? Looks like Lewis Neal's going to drop back and play the defensive role for the rest of the night.
Can I be the captain back there and keep everything in front? A 2-goal advantage. Kraft, the crafty youngster out of Roseville, California, who played at Sac Republic FC. Here is Camargo's first time on the ball. Nice little diagonal ball looking for Hundal, and a well played by Kevin Alston. One-time MLS Comeback Player of the Year. Berry, he'll cut inside. This time it works out. He'll shoot. And he had De Silva on the back post. Didn't see him. Wasn't able to look up.
Yeah, lovely bit of individual play there from Hadji Berry. Just gets his man faced up, gets facing towards goal where he wants to be, and knocks it. It was either a nutmeg or he knocked it around one way around the other. But good play from Hadji Berry, and just not quite the accuracy on the finish he wanted, but good work from Hadji Berry.
Gondola Johnson back. Fraser denied the ball. Neal on it. Alston will circle back. Earl Edwards not had too much to do tonight. There was that little spell in the first half in which TFC2 got its goal and did about a little 10-minute run of dominating possession and some shots. Camargo. Sergio Camargo out of Newmarket, Ontario, the homegrown player. Another Syracuse orange. Berry to Lorea. And the two 2016 first-round picks for Orlando City had a mighty good game here this afternoon or this evening. 66 minute, 3-1 to OCB. Kraft. Neal heads it forward. Riley Kraft given away. Malik Johnson. It's about OCB managing the game right now.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Pulis will want them to continue pressing, continuing to create opportunities, and there could be one here.
Lorea will keep his head down this time again, goes to the inside.
Another opportunity to take his man on the outside. He doesn't take full advantage of that.
Well, you see the flat-out burning speed of Haji Crazy Legs Berry. De Silva's on the ball.
There's definitely more chances in this game for OCB. Looks like this TFC backline's getting a little bit tired and getting very, very spread out without the leadership of Mitch Tainter in there.
Neal over to Kevin Alston. OCB content to possess, looking for its first win of the season here in match number 3. Here's PC. De Silva. The one hiccup, the goal by Malik Johnson. Oh. De Silva went low. And now a little contact here with Jordan McCrary, getting a little chippy.
Yeah, McCrary felt that De Silva had gone in a little bit hastily on him with his foot up and reacted a little bit there, McCrary. I'm not sure the referee saw it or not. The linesman's right there, right in front of him, so I think they're having a little chat about it. But, you know, Pierre De Silva went in with his boot up, and McCrary did react to it and had a little bit of a kick out to Pierre De Silva.
Oh, man. And De Silva has been sent off.
Yeah, that's the red card for that foot up that we talked about. It was a reckless challenge. Did go in with his cleats up, and he gets his marching orders.
So it's been a wonderful game. It will end on a sour note as OCB has been reduced to 10 men, and now you see Tsubasa Endo, speedster for Toronto FC, will come in next, be the final change for Jason Bent. So going to get that much tougher now to hold on to this advantage.
Yeah, and was there any repercussion for McCrary? Because Jordan McCrary certainly kicked out at Pierre De Silva as well. So, and again, a reaction from McCrary has yielded nothing from this referee tonight. He was just given a straight red to Pierre De Silva.
So Jonathan Wiener went to the back pocket, and OCB will play a man down for the last 20 minutes and change of this one. And it's Tsubasa Endo, player you know well, Oliver, who had some nice moments last year in his MLS rookie season.
Yeah, he was drafted 2016 from Maryland with one of my former players. They were both drafted together, and had a fantastic first year with Toronto FC last year, and is a very, very talented player from Japan. Good on the ball, more of a central player usually, but is just got great technical ability and can create and score goals.
Started the first 2 games. And now again, TFC2 has made all 3 changes. See if OCB opts to go a little more defensive now.
Yeah, OCB have gone into a 4-4-1. Richie Larea has come out wide of a left side of a midfield 4 now. Haji Berry still up front by himself with Lewis Neal operating in the center of the park with Kraft. But we do have another substitution coming in. Looks like Danny Deacon is being readied.
So there's a guy who can really man the midfield.
Yeah, and this is a left-sided player, so that's a straight swap now to make this 4-4-1 a little simpler with a left-footed Danny Deacon out here on the left side of a midfield 4.
Richie Larea, a shout perhaps at man of the match, will have to come out.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed that he's been sacrificed, but a very, very good performance from Richie Larea, and his coach Anthony Pulis as he was coming off the field, just I'm sure reiterating that he really bossed this game tonight.
Well, let's see what TFC2 can do with the man advantage. They've had spells tonight where they've been dangerous.
And so certainly had the feeling that this game was going to sort of peter out at 3-1, but now
hold on
yeah,
to your lug nuts.
I think Endo's going to have other ideas.
Endo on the ball. We'll spray it left side.
Yeah, you can see that technical ability right there with that crossfield ball on the money.
Oh, nice cross. Pereira dealt with it. Well, the OCB back line will have to be like a brawny paper towel. It's going to have to absorb a lot. And we'll get the decision there.
Yeah, Alston, good positioning, good play from Alston. You know, got a little bit of run around last Thursday night, but he's been very, very good tonight and kept Ryan Telfer very, very quiet there out on the wing. Good defending from the experienced right back out of Indiana.
73rd minute. Earl Edwards will take all the time allotted to get rid of it now. And the other thing you have to think about is now De Silva will not be available for the match this weekend against Charlotte. Boy, Endo is trying to get on the end of that one.
Yeah, a little risky there from PC. Needs to get rid, and he's been pinched again. Yeah, very, very important that OCB play sensible, plays the percentages. They're a man down, and they're certainly going to be under the cosh a little bit in this last 18 minutes or so of the game. So early test for Coach Pulis and his men in the season so far.
Outside of the keeper, field players left for Anthony Pulis' disposal for that third sub. You've got Connor Donovan and Zach Ellis Hayden, both defenders. Zach Ellis Hayden, an outside player. Donovan, a central defender. Joe Gallardo and Dico Albert, who I would think we may not see because they're attacking players. You never know, though. And there's a player down. It's Haji Berry inside the circle.
Could be curse of the commentator there. I think we're going to see a striker coming off the bench.
Ah, jeez. You think? Always curse. Yeah, it's going to be Dikwa.
Yeah.
Dikwa Albert, the Cameroonian out of SEMA. So you see the replay. That's what the yellow or the red card, and perhaps it was McCrary that probably should have seen some sort of an adjudication as well.
Yeah, we talked about it as it happened. There was definitely reaction there from Georgia McCrary. He didn't like the tackle, and he certainly kicked out there at Pierre De Silva. So, you know, McCrary very, very lucky to stay on the pitch.
Well, the disciplinary committee will have access to our broadcast and to the video. You can always see something after the fact, but tell that to Anthony Pulis right now. His team down a man.
It's interesting, actually, because the substitution immediately came. McCrary was pulled off, and Endo was put on.
Haji is back up. This will certainly add some stoppage time to the end. Is getting set to enter the final quarter hour here in Orlando. 2-goal cushion for OCB. Will it be enough? Picked up by Earl Edwards. And this day and age of video, you may not get caught initially, but the powers that be adjudicate it differently.
Yeah, quick thinking there from Coach Jason Bent, though.
Get him out.
Get him off the pitch quick, and Endo's on.
Sent to the left on Coney. This three-man back line of TFC2 will get a little breather here after that red card. So it will be Dikwa Albert will be an attacking player who can maybe stretch and nick a goal against the run of play. And everybody else will be behind. One took a deflection off Deacon, falls just outside of the area. PC got a foot to it. Barry. See who comes out. Maybe it's Haji. TFC 2. Hands inside, cleared away. Calmly done by Carroll. Ping pong ball. Deacon. Held up by Barry. Martz into space. A little miscommunication.
It looks like it's going to be a defensive effort for sure in this last 15 minutes. A little under 15 minutes left in this one, and looks like it's going to be all TFC2, and Orlando City are going to be working on that defensive shape.
Now that 4-4-1. Moving side to side with every touch of the ball from the Young Reds. So it will be indeed Haji Berry to come out for Dequa Albert, the next stoppage. Martz couldn't quite get there.
Square ball there from Haji Berry.
How about Riley Kraft making it difficult, forcing him back, as TFC2 has been unable to penetrate. Try to unlock it direct. Sabasa Endo, nice touch. Pulls it down on PC. Malik Johnson now left to Frazier. Sends it to the back post office line, quickly punched with the right arm, Earl Edwards. Had to be decisive.
You see Sergio Camargo there was just ready in his body to volley that one. And Earl Edwards came out like a shot, one-handed.
Well, this will be the third appearance for Dequa Albert. Soccer Institute at Montverde Academy product. Came into the side with Umeni Jules, who's still injured. So this is a special young man, a very raw talent, Oliver.
Yeah, looked lively off the bench on Thursday night and create some opportunities. One shot on target and a little unlucky not to score.
Very direct type player, though.
Yeah, and he'll be asked to really, really work hard up there as the lone front man in this final few minutes of the game.
There he goes. Also takes his one forced bad pass. He'll be in on goal. Endo. Don't want to get him running. Side to side, you'll take. Sabasa Endo. Now the overlap on that right side from Alseth. Endo cutting it to the left foot, looks up. Service to the back post, headed up. Once and cleared. Living dangerously there as Pereira got the final touch out.
Yeah, just lovely precision there from Endo, just cutting the ball from his right to his left foot and picking the ball to the back post with a delightful driven pass.
You may want to close him down quick. Don't let him pick anything out. They're going to try to find him. It's snuffed out by Albert. Fair challenge. Or not, comes back to OCB.
Yeah, Kraft got away with one that time. Looked like he'd been pinched, but referee gives him the benefit of the doubt.
About 10 minutes to go. Edwards, send this one deep on Coney.
Yeah, in this 3-5-2 lineup here for TFC2, they're going to throw a lot of numbers forward. It almost looks like now when we're looking down on this pitch as if TFC are attacking with a front six.
Edwards will have that no problem, and he'll retreat back to his line. We've crossed the 80-minute plateau here in Orlando.
But so important for Anthony Pulis to get that defensive organization right, making sure everyone's getting picked up.
Should Orlando City B hold on, they'll pull level on points with their opponents.
PC stepping up there, he's going to get caught up in behind.
And luckily for him, it went into touch. Throw back to OCB.
And Malik Johnson, first touch let him down. Orlando City B is going to take their time with all the set pieces, all the throw-ins now.
Well, in the first half, it's Paul Close with a first goal of the season in the 18th. And Malik Johnson answered 12 minutes later, 1-1 at the half. In fact, Barry got the go-ahead goal in the 41st. And then just out of halftime, Lewis Neal made it 3-1.
You see how much faith that Coach Pulis has in Lewis Neal. You know, 35 years old, gets the goal. He's still out there now. A lot younger men have been subbed out, and he's still out there organizing, controlling, patrolling that midfield area.
He is the captain and seen a lot of games, more than many of his teammates combined.
A great warrior for the club.
Parlayed that 2011 championship run for Orlando City to a MLS contract with DC United. Stay there for a couple of years. Then came to Orlando in the expansion draft for the 2015 season. Played a big part in that opening year. Serve to the back. Endo just waiting at the corner of the 18 for something to fall to him.
Swing and a miss there for Ricardo George.
Liam Frazier.
Ball moving a little bit slow here for TFC2. They've got to quicken out, move it a little quicker, and then the openings will come against the 10-man OCB. But the slower it is, the more time OCB has got to get in position to deal with the cross.
Endo on PC, puts it off his face and out. A throw to TFC2. Back to Alseth. Aubrey came on at halftime for the captain, Mitchell Tainter. Inside, Pereira read it perfectly. He'll take it into the corner and put it out off of Endo. Throw to OCB.
Pereira's down now. Not sure if it's a cramp or he's pulled something, but he's been very, very good tonight as well, Leo Pereira. That move from left back into left centre back has helped stabilize this back line for OCB.
Pereira technically on loan from Paranense, the Brazilian side. Brazilian youth national team at the U17 and U20 levels. Had a goal in the U20 World Cup, did Pereira.
He's been asked to, looks like he's being asked to leave the field because he stayed down injured, so he's not too happy about that. And so
now it's 11 on 9.
He's gonna get a drink and he's gonna try and get back in, but it'll be interesting to see when the referee will call him back in.
And if you're just joining us, OCB reduced to 10 men on a red card for Pierre da Silva in the 69th minute.
Leo Pereira's back in now. Lewis Neal just deputized in there at centre back for a few minutes.
Can play anywhere. Going to ground was PC. Missed Endo. Endo serves it up to the back post. Well, head on head there. And this is always dangerous and scary. And it was Martz who stuck his head in there. And he'll need to be tended to by the training staff.
Yeah, PC on the side just sold himself a little bit early there, dived into the tackle. Endo went around him and then put a good ball to the back post. And looks like there was a clash of heads there with Martz. Again, you know, at this stage in the game, players will stay down a little bit longer than normal. But you can never be too safe, too sorry, or if you're dealing with head injuries. So,
young man's got a pair of binoculars. Oh, not anymore. Oh, there we go. Get a close-up look. Oh, see Robbie Aristodemo there on the right, former Canadian international. Hey, Robbie, the head coach of the Montverde Academy girls program right now, and also playing for the Florida Tropics in the indoor league right now, is coming out of retirement. Good friends with Jason Bent. So those of you watching Toronto may remember.
Yeah, fantastic program on the girls' side as well.
Yeah.
It's catching up on the boys and doing a great job over there.
He's helped us out in the commentary booths on the radio side of the MLS. Resume here in the 87th. A little heavy off of Oyvind Alseth. Endo being watched by Martz, who's up off the deck. Alseth. Pereira.
OCB have used all their substitutes tonight, so
got to see it out.
Yeah, this will be the team that's going to see it out and see out the points and get their first victory of the season. 4 or 5 minutes away.
To expect some injury time. 87th. Nice job by Camargo to stay on the ball. As soon as I say that, it's given up.
Yeah, another homegrown player, Camargo, playing here tonight for TFC2.
Canadian youth national teamer.
Another Canadian player making the step to college soccer in the States. Played at Coastal Carolina.
And then Syracuse. See a lot of that at the collegiate level. You play at one college for a year or two, then move to another program because of a lack of scholarships available. Everybody behind the ball for OCB, save for Dequa Albert, who's there just in case the ball gets through. Endo. Alseth will be driven towards Earl Edwards. He'll just watch that one go in behind. It'll be a goal kick for OCB. Time winding short for TFC2.
Yeah, been a lack of overall quality for TFC2 tonight. They've shown moments of it, flashes of it, but the overall final ball, like right there, hasn't been up to scratch for Coach Jason Bent. He's looking on, looking at his watch, knows that time is definitely running out.
We will go, should this result hold, we'll go 0 for 2 on the Florida swing. And 4-0 defeat on the weekend to the Tampa Bay Rowdies. OCB trying to notch its first 3 points of the season. PC will play it out.
Yeah, another long ball out the back from Aubrey, who does love a driven ball.
Quickly punched with one hand, and a foul. Not sure if it was Ricardo John that touched Earl Edwards there, or is that while the ball was in flight? Not sure.
Interesting technique. Earl Edwards has played a few of those out one-handed.
We're in our 90th minute, hearing from down below that there will be 4 minutes, in fact, of stoppage time. So 5 minutes minimum remain. So glad you're with us here on USLsoccer.com. Jeff Radcliffe, Oliver, 12 trees as foul committed by Leo Pereira.
Yeah, very late on that one, Leo Pereira. Very, very late, and lucky not to go in the referee's book.
Referee's already made a mark on this one, sending off Pierre da Silva.
After a little altercation there with Jordan McCrary.
Headed out. Albert. Neal. Lofting one up on the left side. Can Martz get there? He can. Number 77 moving in, and he'll take it into the corner, waste a little bit of time. Numbers coming to help. Endo. Alseth taken to ground. Good job there by Austin Martz.
This wasn't quite able to hold on to it.
We're in stoppage time, first of 4 minutes. A little tumble there in the far corner. Pereira along with Ricardo John.
It's been a good battle tonight, that Ricardo John and Pereira. Pereira's just about come out on top.
About done with first minute of stoppage time. Dequa Albert nearly got there.
Yeah,
foul.
Yeah, he did get there just a little bit late and fouled on Coney. So I'm sure this one's going to go into the box. TFC2 are going to push everybody up, and they'll have an opportunity to get something out of this game.
Still 2 goals down. Got to get the first before you can get the equalizer. Endo. The scoreline hold, it will be a really top-notch performance for Anthony Pulis with some trying circumstances as well. So a little bit of tough road to hoe here in this one.
Yeah, I think, obviously he'll be disappointed with a red card, and, he's going to miss him, Pierre da Silva, in the next game. But he'll be he'll be happy with how his team have reacted to this situation, and that's what this game is about, and reacting to the situations, that the cards that you dealt, and they've done very, very well since down to 10 men, and I can't really think of a shot that they've had to face. I don't think Earl Edwards had to deal with a few crosses, but they haven't had any really clear-cut opportunities since going down to 10 men. So certainly early in the season, his men are facing some difficulties and overcoming them right now.
Facing adversity and standing up to it. Kraft not keep that on his foot. There's TFC2, perhaps a chance here, building up on the left side. We're in stoppage time. Less than 2 minutes to go. So we'll take a deflection and cleared away by Pereira. So in hustle mode, TFC2 looking to avoid their second straight defeat. On Coney will throw and throw backwards.
Less than a minute to play now. Almost over the line.
PC with Endo. And Zach Carroll taking care of it. Center backs have done a good job here tonight for OCB. About a minute to go. Martz will truck. There's Albert in front. Can he chase? He'll be warded off the ball.
Yeah, Austin
Back to the
Martz
keeper, Cavaluso.
has covered some ground tonight, Austin Martz. Driving forward there.
Austin Martz was at Wilmington a year ago. Really caught the eye of Anthony Pulis, Rob Valentino, and the rest of the staff. Good step two. Very short time now. Well into our 4th minute. Let this build. This will go out for a corner kick. So short time. Could be the last kick of the game. We've played 4.
Yeah, Sean Hundell winning the corner for his side. The young 17-year-old has had a good performance tonight.
Whistled in, headed out. And hands in the air, whistle in the mouth. And this one goes to OCB. The Lions take it 3-1, their first 3 points of the 2017 USL season.
And you can see the relief and happiness on the OCB's players' face. They're excited to get their first win of the season and get their season off and running. Very, very solid performance from OCB. And Toronto FC will be happy to head out of Florida and get back to Canada.
Well, at full time, OCB 3, Toronto FC 2 with the lone goal in that first half. And the Lions seeing out the last portions of this game. In fact, the last 21 minutes down a player after the red card. So we'll take a look at the match stats. OCB out shooting TFC2 despite yielding some of the possession, but you'd have to say that's after the man going a man down, you're going to yield some.
Yeah, before the red card in the 78th minute for Orlando City, it was pretty much one-way traffic for OCB. They came out as a different team in the second half and really dominated the game, created some opportunities, scored, and you know, looked to add to their lead. And obviously the red card did change the game.
Well, Toronto FC will come home for the first time on Friday at the Ontario Soccer Center and try to rebound against the Rochester Rhinos, a 7:30 kickoff. OCB back at home right here on Saturday. The 7:30 start against the Charlotte Independents. The Lions getting their first points of the 2017 USL season. They'll move out of 15th place and move right up that table. Place, you know, they want to stay out of that basement.
Yeah, a lot
TFC,
of potential.
They'll be level on points now with 3 apiece.
A lot of potential on this OCB performance tonight, and they'll be looking to continue their good form in this game into the game against Charlotte Independents.
Well, Oliver, what do you take from this one as we look at some of the highlights? They marched out, and we had a very entertaining game, a 4-goal game.
Yeah.
Number of cards, everything you could want in a match.
Exactly, everything you want or need. Haji Berry, you know, definitely a bright spot, leading the line, and in the midfield, Richie Larea just doing a fantastic job of linking midfield and attack. driving from midfield, creating opportunities for his teammates. Austin Martz, just a tireless worker there on that right side of the midfield, up and down, working at both ends over the years with another cross there, creating havoc. And a great debut as well for Paul Klaus, you know, notched the first goal of his career with a little help.
Weren't sure if it was an own goal
From
first.
Cavalluzzo, but he'll definitely take it. A little bit of a mix-up, and then just a fantastic finish from Malik Johnson there to level things up, but OCB reacted really, really well.
That was on the half hour. And then just before halftime, in fact, the 41st minute, Larea with that build-up buried the finish.
And then the second half, when the second half started, OCB really put it into the next gear, next level, came out very, very strong in the second half.
It's 2-1 for OCB. This is De Silva.
See the strength of the young man there, showing some maturity, getting around the corner, and then just cutting a beautiful ball back for the captain, Lewis Neal, to rifle that in the top corner.
First goal of the season for the captain, and his second against TFC2 in as many seasons, as he got the helper from Pierre De Silva, eventually sent off, so won't have his services for this weekend, but made the impact here tonight in a 3-1 victory. I want to thank you for joining us here on USLsoccer.com. For Oliver 12trees, our producer, director Jim Clark, for Marcos Perez, I'm Jeff Radcliffe saying so long from Orlando City Stadium. The Lions take it 3-1, their first victory of the USL season over Toronto FC 2. Good night.